Om Shri Gurupyo Namaha, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Namaste friends, we've been seeing the stories of Krishna, the great pastimes of the Lord. We have done 6 episodes. This is our 7th episode. Just in case you're new to our channel, this is Lakshmi Srinivasan in Divine Service. Today's episode is Lord Brahma steals the boys and calves. After saving his friends from the mouth of Ahasura, Lord Krishna brought them closer to Yamuna river and said, "My dear friends, this is a nice place to eat lunch and play on the soft sandy beach. Just see the sweet smelling lotus flowers floating in the water. Hear the chirping birds and peacocks, the whispering of the leaves in the trees. Let us have our lunch right here. It is already late and we are all so hungry. The calves can stay nearby to drink water from the river and eat the soft grass here." Sitting down on the ground in a circle, they began to open their lunch boxes. Lord Shri Krishna was sitting right in the middle. In his left hand, he held a lump of food made with yogurt, butter, rice, and pieces of fruit. He was laughing and joking and enjoying lunch with his friends. Flying in airplanes above them in the sky, many demigods watched the boys. Lord Brahma was especially enjoying what he saw. Meanwhile, the calves had walked much too deep into the forest. The boys were afraid their calves were lost. So they cried out, "Krishna, Krishna!" Just by calling out Krishna, at once they felt safe from any danger. Krishna said, "My dear friends, please do not worry. Sit here. I will look for the calves myself while you eat your lunch." Somehow Lord Brahma stole all the calves and cowherd boys and took them to another place where they slept. Though Lord Krishna looked for them, he could not find them anywhere. Krishna thought, "How can I go back alone to Vrindavana? Their mothers will be so sad and worried if they know their boys are lost." So Krishna made himself into exact copies of each and every boy and calf. They were just like each and every one of the lost calves and friends in their different sizes, colors, faces, clothes, ornaments, and in whatever they said and whatever they did. When Krishna went back to the village of Vrindavana, no one knew what had happened. All the calves went to their cowsheds and the boys went to their own mothers and homes. The mothers bathed their children, put tilaka and ornaments, and gave them their dinner after the day's work as usual. The calves came to their mother cows, which licked their bodies. Actually, the cows' love for their calves and the gopis' love for their boys grew even more, just like their love for Krishna. One day, Krishna and Balrama went out with the boys and calves. They saw the cows up on the top of Govardhana run down the hill to their calves with great love, tails up and full milk bags pouring milk onto the ground as they went. The men up on the top of the hill could not stop them and had to chase after them all the way down. When they reached the bottom and saw their children, they picked them up in their arms very happily. After that, they went back up to the top of Govardhana hill with their runaway cows. Along the way, they brought off their children with their tears of love in their eyes. Balrama saw this and thought, "This must be Krishna's trick." He understood that all those boys and calves were really forms expanded from Krishna. Balarama asked him, "My dear Krishna, have you turned yourself into all these boys and calves? Where did those other boys and calves go?" Krishna told him, "That day you were not with us. Mother Rohini kept you home for your birthday. They were all stolen by Lord Brahma while we had our picnic. I made new cowherd boys and calves so the people in Vrindavana would not know that they were all lost." While Krishna and Balarama were talking, Lord Brahma came back to see the fun made by his stealing the boys and calves. He was so surprised to see them all there and thought, "I just took all these boys and their calves from here and I know they are still sleeping in another place. So how can the same boys and calves all still be here playing with Krishna?" Then Balarama saw something very wonderful happen. Krishna changed all those boys and calves into beautiful decorated four-armed Vishnu forms. Then they all turned back into cowherd boys and cows, though they had just been seen as Vishnu forms just a while ago. Then he saw Krishna alone as a small cowherd boy again with a lump of food in his left hand. All the Vishnu forms had gone and Krishna was looking for his friends and calves, just as he was actually doing when they first disappeared. Lord Brahma got down from his great swan carrier and fell just like a golden stick to offer his respectful obeisance. All four helmets on Brahma's foreheads touched Krishna's little lotus feet. As he remembered the wonderful sight he had seen, he cried with joy and fell and rose again and again for a long time. Seeing the Lord facing him, he began to offer sincere prayers. Lord Brahma said, "Let me offer my obeisance unto the son of Maharaja Nanda, who is standing in front of me with conch shell earrings and peacock feather on his head. His face is so beautiful, garlanded with forest flowers. He holds a piece of food in one hand and carries a stick, buffalo horn and flute. He stands before me with small lotus feet. You look just like a village boy carrying your food in your hand and looking for your calves. First I saw you alone, then you made yourself into your friends and the calves. Then I saw you and all the boys and calves as four-handed Vishnus, and they were being worshipped by all the demigods, even me. Again they all became cowherd boys, and then you were alone as you were before. Please accept me, my Lord, as your loving servant. I hope you will excuse me for disturbing you. Now take the boys and calves. Please let me leave so you can enjoy the company of your friends and calves without my interfering." Lord Brahma walked around Krishna 3 times like pradakshina, offering his humble obeisance, and went back to his home called Brahmaloka. Then Krishna's friends, now back beside the Yamuna again, were eating lunch just as they had been doing when Krishna left to look for the lost calves. When Krishna came, the boys said, "Please come and let us eat together." Krishna smiled and sat down as nothing had happened. What a wonderful episode, my friends. What a wonderful episode. So what did we learn in this episode, my friends? There is so much to learn. Every episode has tons of learning. The way we look, the way we understand, everything depends on His own mercy. In our daily life, How many people steal our happiness like what Lord Brahma did to play with Lord Krishna? Here his intention was different, but in our life what we face is different, isn't it? My dear friends, remember this. Nobody can steal our happiness. Nobody can steal our peace. Nobody steal our love when Lord Krishna is with us, within us and around us. The faith matters. I repeat, the faith matters. Most of the time we lose our faith, and that is when we get caught in the Maya. Lord Krishna is all the time looking at us and protecting us in every possible manner. The only issue is sometimes we give so much of weightage to our ego and leave the bhakti back. As a result, we lose the Lord's love temporarily. That is a permanent thing which is residing in us, but there are times when there is certain amount of fog that develops there and it is completely covered. As a result, we miss him for some days. He never misses us, but we miss him. Lord Brahma, how he did Sharanagati. He fell on the lotus feet of Krishna and apologized to what he did. Similarly, a situation will come. Whoever disturbs us will also apologize to us when we fall at the lotus feet of Krishna all the time in full faith. So when we do Sharanagati and when we fall, when we bow down and when we salute the divinity in all of them, that is why they say never hurt anybody, because the Krishna who is in you also resides in him and in them. Here this is a beautiful episode which says when he formed his friends, calves, everything, and when he showed to Lord Brahma, he appeared as four-armed Vishnu in every one of them. This is a very, very clear indication that the Lord who live in us also live in all other beings. So we as devotees have to always bow down and respect everyone. If you really sincerely love Krishna, then you must respect and love everyone equally. There is no second thought about it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna.